Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, the Python Gurukul. Today we'll be talking about Python debugging. We'll explore PDB module and we'll be seeing how it is easy to use and has lots of power for the debugging. We will cover PDB module in detail, then we'll talk about breakpoints. We'll be seeing what all the different way we have in PDB module to set the breakpoints. And then, very important, how to navigate through the code during the debugging. And some very important command which we'll be frequently using like listing, printing, and some more commands. And then at the end, we'll see the live examples as well. So let's talk about PDB module in detail. So if you have been using a Python, you have been using various different IDE. IDE comes with a plugin for the debugging purposes. But why PDB? Why we are talking about the PDB? If we have already UI and already tools available with the IDE, why we need the PDB module? So one great use case is, let's say, debugging some code on server, and server does not have SSH access. Then we will be not able to use the VS Code. We will be not able to use the PyCharm. We will be not able to navigate and do the debugging from our IDE, from our client on the server. For those situations, PDB becomes really handy, and cherry on top of cake is we don't have to install anything. If you have the Python, PDB is part of the standard library and it will be available. So it's really great tool to be familiar with. The most important part of the debugging is the breakpoint. Through the through the breakpoint, we will be able to reduce and we will be able to control our debugging and without wasting time. So there are various ways to launch to the breakpoints. One simplest way is maybe we can say anywhere import PDB, pdb.setTrace, and that's where we are calling the breakpoint. So wherever Python see this line, it will start the PDB debugger and we can start debugging the code. The second option is just using the breakpoints. So these breakpoints eliminate the usage of importing and calling the set trace by just keeping or using the breakpoint function internally. The import PD will happen, set trace will happen. So by just calling the breakpoint, we are enabling the breakpoints in our code. The third way will be at any point of time, we want to start with the debugging module. So we'll say Python and then we'll say dash m, which indicates module, and we are calling the module PDB and giving the name of our Python program. So as soon as we launch this program, it will start with the PDB console. So we'll see with example how differently we can use these three different techniques. And talking about stepping through the code. So whenever we are debugging, many times we just want to go through line to line. For that only we need to know either n or next. As soon as we say n or next, we'll be keep going to the next line. If at any point of time we want to go through a remote function, module, anything, we have to just step into. So N for going to the next line, S is for the stepping into. The next very important thing is from these all set of commands, by just saying the help, we are printing all these commands. From here, for listing, we can use L. For printing, we can use the P. For quitting, we can of this command, we can call help. So these are really handy tools which we should familiar with. So now it's time to take a look at this example. So in our example, we have only two different modules we are trying to interact and do the debugging. So for that, so we have PDB sample. In this PDB sample, I'm just importing one more module for debugging purposes, and we'll showcase that how we'll be able to get module which is not part of this particular module. So What we are doing here, we are just taking one number x, we are calling the reverse. Reverse is coming from this function, from this module, and reverse is just reversing whatever number we enter. So let's say if we enter 15, we'll get back 51 from our reverse call. Once we have x and the reverse of x, just we are just calling the add, and we are adding these two number and printing this number here. So that's very straightforward and simple example. So let's go ahead. Debugging console. So already I have added the line import pdb, pdb.setTrace. This line will enable and will let us in into the debug mode. So save the program, go ahead and say Python, and we know the name pdb sample. So as soon as we call, it is just showcasing that we are debugging pdb sample.py, and we are at the line number 6 of this module. We are at the line number 6, and this is the line number 6. Lots of things to note from here. Um, this is indicating which file we are debugging. This number is just saying that we are at line number this. So this is our current pointer. So that's what we want to see, like how to get into the breakpoint. So that was the one example. We'll do the quit, will come out of. Another way is maybe using the breakpoint. So we'll just copy the breakpoint from here, and either we can add the breakpoint anywhere, maybe here. We'll save the program, and we'll just call the program once again, and we saw that we got the returned result. Same thing, we are at line number 11, we are debugging the add function, and then it is indicating where we are, and this is where we are. So at this point, if we want to see what is the value of result, we will be able to print that. So we have 66. So that way, we'll be able to debug like maybe p of x. So we are just printing what is the x, what is the y. So we can just do lots of things. So we can see that x was sent, y was returned, like 15 was sent, 51 returned. So we can see that reverse is working well. We did the addition and we got the result. So let's see another way or is through the module. So let's do the quitting here. And now remember, we are talking about third way of getting into the debug mode. So we will say Python and we'll call the module. We are talking about module PDB, and PDB sample is our Python program. So from here, we are able to get into the um, debugging mode, and we can see that it is saying that we are debugging PDB sample. We are at line number 1. This is a module, and where we are, so we are pointing to this particular line, and our cursor is over there. If we say next, we will be just going to next line, and that's where we are able to get in into the debug mode, the 3 different way. So that's all I wanted to showcase. The next thing I want to showcase is the navigation. So we will navigate 2 different way. One is we'll get into this particular program at line number 6, and then we'll try to navigate uh, to this particular module. And in another example, we will see that how we'll be able to navigate through the remote. So from anywhere, the 3 different method we saw, with any of these method, we will invoke the PDB module. So we had the breakpoint at line number 5. So we are at line number 6. We got the line number 6. So now, if we say, okay, so before even getting to know any more commands, one command that is very handy, we want to talk about this particular command. So this command, help command, list out all different options what we can use in this debugging mode. From here, If any command we are not sure how to use, we can just call the help and type the command. Help, maybe just quit. So that way we can see that, okay, this handle the receipt.end-of-file command, quit from debugger. So that way we can see that what all this command stand for. So from here, two commands is very important for navigating. One is next, another is step, and third one is quit. Return, break, lots of command we have. So we'll start with the end first. So let's see where we are. So we will list out. This list is saying that this is the module. In this module, we are listing 10 lines and we are the line number 6. So we want to go to the next line. So we will just say next. And then we can see that whenever we say next, from here, code directly jump into the definition. We will just keep saying next, and then we got into the last line of the module, and with the next, we came out of the code. So that was very handy. Now the next thing I'm going to do, call the debugger once again, and this time we want to go into the reverse. We don't want to go to the next line. At this point of time, I want to debug the reverse function itself. So I'll not say n, we'll not say next, we will say s. So we will just say s, and then we can see that this particular definition of reverse. So we are right here, and let us do the listing here. So now we are navigating through the reverse, and how I came here, I just say step in, and the command is s, and we can do the help on this too. Help s, and we can see that if we want to go into that, if we want to just continue, let's say we are done with the debugging, we want to call continue and come out of the code. So that's way at any point of time we will be able to navigate through. So let's this time, so maybe once we say next, and then we'll try to see that what number we have in RNM. So let's say print and then RNM. So 0. Let's say next. So now we are inside the for loop, and at any point of time, if you feel like we are lost where we are, by just listing, we'll be able to list 10 lines, and from there we can see that where we are. So now we are at the line number 8. So here, once we say next, we will be able to go ahead and check that what value we got in the R. Okay, so R is one command as well. So I should be saying print R, and then we can see that in the R we got the 1, print num, we got the name. So that way we can see that we are easily able to navigate through um, module function. That's all I had for you. If you like my video, please share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.